field opened back in 19. And what a home field advantage it has become here. From their tunnel, ready for footballers. Match up with the Minnesota Vikings. And here comes a return from just beyond the goal line. And he will be stopped at the 17. So from the 17 now, here's a 1st and 10. Now a first carry for Latavius Murray. And that is the kind of tackling they want to see all game, as he'll lose yardage to start things out. It'll go as a loss of a yard on the game's first play. 2nd down. Now Fields. He's going to wind up and air it out. And it's intercepted. Xavier Woods with a pick. And they finally put an end to this return, but not before he's all the way down to the 37. They may have thrown the interception, obviously less than ideal, but I think they also sent a message that they're going to push the ball downfield in this one. Yeah, not afraid to take their shots right away, huh? What was that, like a 9-9-9 route? 9 meaning go? Just went ahead and went for it. Didn't work out so well because it certainly appeared the defense was prepared. But I'm with you. Okay, so it didn't work this time. Doesn't mean we won't try. Touchdown, Vikings! Justin Jefferson, his 6th touchdown of the season. And the Vikings have taken a first-quarter lead. Well, that's how you take advantage of an early turnover. A sudden change situation, meaning ball's turned over. How's both sides going to handle it? One side handled it way better. They went right out on the field and put the ball in the end zone. One play, that just added insult to injury. Yeah, that just tells you on the defensive side, they didn't come out ready to go, still reeling from the fact that the ball got turned over. And he'll just sit on this one as their drive will start at the 25. At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. As we grind toward the end of the season here, and they haven't had the season that they had hoped. So let me ask you to play GM. Where might they look to make some changes? I think when you look into the upcoming draft, think hard about them drafting multiple offensive linemen. They've got to get stouter up front. And as a GM always tells me, Charles, this is a big boy league, and big people always end up winning games for you. The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. They'll fake the handoff. Now Fields. Escaping the pressure right. And this is taken in by Darnell Mooney. And past the 40 before he's out of bounds. Fields on target to Mooney. 1st down, Chicago. On play action, Fields. They'll roll him out right. On the run, he'll let it go deep, right sideline. And that is incomplete. And, Charles, this defense, I have to imagine, kind of licking its chops when you get a chance to face a team that's lost 3 straight. And my surprise was listening to their head coach in his weekly presser, because normally you and I see guys that get up there and say, everybody's a threat, any given Sunday, that sort of thing. But he was asked if this might be a trap game, and he essentially said he didn't see anything to worry about. Now, normally you say that to your team, but you don't tell us. You definitely don't say it to the media. So back-to-back incompletions, and that has them staring at a 3rd and 10. Throwing again is Fields. And he finds his target. It's Marquise Goodwin. And he will have the Bears first down as they're able to get the third down conversion. Justin Fields at quarterback gets the completion there. CD, what do you think the key is to stopping this talented former Buckeye?
Pressure, pressure, pressure. Rookie quarterbacks have to survive the initiation of the pressure of the NFL. Now, his athleticism can scare you a little bit because if he evades it, he can go a long way. But in the beginning, you want his eyes to go to the rush, not downfield. So bring those extra guys and see if he can handle it.
And he's got this down to the 35. They get 10 more there, and I believe that'll be enough for another first down. It will.
He didn't even try to signal for a timeout, so they must have not been aware of the numbers.
I think he lost track of the time left in the play clock and probably was trying to read the defense and trying to figure out which play to run and just lost track, and it cost him.
Now they'll try the jet sweep here. They find some open field here. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. A good pickup, 17 yards and a Bear first down.
Well, part of why that play works is because the defense has to freeze because they don't know whether he's going to hand it off or keep it himself. And this time, how about that sleight of hand there? Gives it to his wideout. And that indecision defensively, boy, it hurt him in a big way.
And now a throw on first down there, but it's incomplete.
They've given up a few first downs on this drive, but getting the incompletion there, that should give them something to build on and maybe turn the tide.
So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10. Now a give, left side. This is Murray. He's to the 10, and he takes this one in for a Bears touchdown. Latavius Murray, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Bears are an extra point away from tying the football game. Well, they've done a pretty good job keeping him in check to that point, but he finally breaks off a nice run here and gets into the end zone. And it just takes one, doesn't it, partner? That can undo a lot of good work that a defense has done to that point. You break off one right there, and everything suddenly looks bad for you. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And they had to wait a long time to get the football back. Probably not what you were hoping for when you got an offense that's humming. Agreed. What you were looking for is the defense get the ball back pretty quickly, right? Hoping for a 3 and out. So that didn't happen. You can't yell at your D for that. They've got to take care of their own business and reestablish themselves now that they're back on the field. Well, they go play action here. Mon. And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's 3rd down. They'll put a check mark in the box where the defense coordinator was saying, how well can we stay with these receivers if we're in man coverage? Because he just did it on that one, forced the incompletion. That'll allow him to get bolder with his pass rush, won't it? Absolutely. Frees up your guys elsewhere. Open here, Adam Thielen. And a loose football. And this is picked up by the Bears. And in this very cold night air, how much harder, Charles, is it to hang on to that football? It's a lot harder. And I know for the most part we think about a ball being slick when there's rain or snow, any type of moisture. But when it's cold and dry like this, it is cold. And it is cold. It's also slick that way because you're not able to really grip it the same way. Your hands are cold, and then the hits seem harder. So, yeah, it's a lot more difficult to hold on to the football, which means you have to emphasize it that much more. Wind chills right now, 12 degrees. Another run for Murray on second down. And he'll get it here to the 10-yard line. 46 yards rushing for him now on just 6 carries to this point.
Well, they're making an effort to get the ground game going tonight. So far, it's working.
I like what we're seeing from the offensive line. They seem to have the leverage going, and they're controlling things and reestablishing the line of scrimmage, moving that defensive front backwards. But also like what the runner's giving us, too. It appears...
And he'll go down. Brought down at the 20-yard line. Daniil Hunter, he's the one to get him, and that is sack number 7 for him on the year. Second down and goal. Fields. James has got it. Complete. A 10-yard completion, but still now facing 3rd and goal.
So much goes into a successful play, doesn't it? How about that play action there? Freezing the defense just enough to bring the tight end free downfield for the completion.
Now Fields on 3rd and goal. And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down.
We always talk about how teams are so competitively matched, and you just want to make those plays that give you an advantage. How about right here? The difference between letting them score a touchdown versus holding them to a field goal, that's absolutely huge with the play he just made.
And you know he hated taking the loss there on 3rd down.
So they wind up turning the turnover into points as they convert there for 3.
Yeah, that was a nice job there to force the fumble. They recover, hand things over to their offense, and then the offense went down and got them 3. That alone, that's not enough to win a game, but both units able to do their jobs on these last 2 drives.
And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get this up to the 29.
Now whistles and a timeout. Looks like we've got a Viking slow to get up.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive.
And last time they coughed it up, led to a field goal. They're fortunate that it only led to a field goal, but still, they're not happy about it.
Could you sense the relief, though, when they only gave up the field goal? And they were able to trot back out on the field and start this drive. A little more pep in their step because they didn't cost their team a touchdown. But they know they've got to do it a lot better than they did on the last possession.
The coach will just be relieved, though, if they recoup with a score here, right?
I think the coach will be ecstatic to see them pick themselves back up and now take it downfield, punch in the end zone without turning it over.
They'll run with Nwangu. Roquan Smith, the Bears' leading tackler last year, up to make the play. So, Charles, you talk about this head coach. And let's face it, this season certainly has not gone the way many had expected or at least hoped. And I think we saw some of that frustration boil over at his weekly press conference earlier this week.
Yeah, we certainly did, didn't we? Because, let's face it, he's heard the whispers, and they're going louder.
Touchdown, Vikings! Justin Jefferson with his 2nd touchdown of the game, number 7 on the year. And the Vikings are going to retake the lead. Now, he's having a nice little first half here, partner.
And it's a first half that leaves us anticipating what can still come. I mean, 2 touchdowns already here through the 2nd quarter. There could be plenty more before this game is over.
And in hindsight, probably should have taken a knee as he only gets this out to the 16-yard line. The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. And last time they got 3 points, but it was a chip shot field goal. And when you go to the sideline after a chip shot field goal, maybe the offense not too happy.
It's a balancing act, isn't it? Because you're exactly right. They're none too pleased that they didn't punch it in for 6 points. But they also have to remember they did put points on the board.
3 points is 3 points.
And in this league, you take points when you can get them. Not easily done.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on 1st down. Here's Fields. Swings this out here for Cohen.
And he gets it here to right around the 24 before he's out of bounds.
They get 7 out of that, so they're left with a 3rd and 3.
And they'll use him out in the backfield, and sometimes quite a bit. They're just trying to get him touches any way they can. 4 catches a week ago. There's another one right there.
Play action. It's Fields.
And this is caught. It's Jimmy Graham.
And he will have the Bears first down as they're able to get the third down conversion. And Charles, with that completion, I'm told that puts him over 3,000 yards passing now on the campaign.
And Brandon, nowadays your leader's usually closer to 5,000 yards on the year, but still, 3,000 yards, a good season.
And he'll maneuver his way forward for about 4. 2nd and 6.
Well, at the end of all that hitting and hollering, it was a 4-yard run, so the offense is going to go back to huddle and feel pretty good about themselves. Defensively, you have to feel okay because you didn't let it turn into a bigger run, but the goal, shut it down for 2 yards or less. That's when you start to feel good about yourselves.
Now left side on the swing pass. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down, but a nice little gain.
And that doesn't have to gain big yardage to be an impactful play, because if you can get those pass rushers second-guessing themselves that they might get hit with a screen, maybe you can wind up slowing them down just a step. And if you do that, that's a win for that play.
The offense on third down tonight, they've been okay. 2 for 3 thus far. They're looking at third and a few inches. To throw is Fields. Flush to his right. And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. Anthony Barr comes rumbling in for the sack. These sacks now, they're starting to pile up, Charles. And that front 7 defensively, they've had their way with this offensive line.
And I think at this stage, we have to start thinking about different play calls. We've got to start helping this quarterback out because the entire game he's been under siege. I don't care what the down and distance. They've got to get the ball out of his hands a lot quicker.
This will be fielded at the 17. And he takes us beyond the 35 before going out of bounds. Good blocking there, nearly sprung him. As it is, it'll go as a 19-yard return. And the Vikings will take over here, 1st and 10. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline, because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
44 yards rushing for him now, and he's only carried the ball 4 times. So into Bear territory now. This is 1st and 10 at the 36. On the run is Nwangu. And he'll have a gain of 3 to the 33.
It went right back to him, but he pretty much had nowhere to go on that play.
Yeah, the previous carry looked pretty good. That one, maybe he was a little tired. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe he should have tapped out and had a second back come in and maybe make that run. Who knows?
And this is caught. Touchdown. T.J. Hockenson. His 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Vikings are going to add on to their lead. That was a nice little setup there off play action for the long touchdown pass.
Yeah, I got to tell you, it brings back bad memories for a guy like me as a former defensive back, because in a playbook I knew a long time ago, we described that play pattern as draw pass 9 go, meaning fly pattern after the play action pass, trying to hit him for the deep ball, and boy, were they successful on that one. So tough because his speed is so great. You've got to make sure you don't miss any cues or keys in order to try and keep up with him.
Draw pass 9 go. That's still a nightmare to this day.
Yeah, I still wake up in the middle of the night and feel the guy going past me.
At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. They'll look to make some inroads here, trailing 21-10 as they come up on a 1st and 10. Steps away, and he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. Everson Griffin on the sack, taken to the 4th round back in 2010. What a steal. So that now 4 first-half sacks. This pass rush has been unrelenting.
And, partner, you hear that sound of paper being ripped to shreds? That's a game plan that they've had so far, because they've got to say to themselves right now, we have to do something differently.
Fields now to throw. And this throw will be intercepted. Picked off at the 25. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown. Short throw, pick six right there. Those linebackers, they love when those short throws come and those eyes get real wide, don't they?
How about the anticipation on the play? Reading, reacting, and then the ability to catch the football and take it in the opposite direction.
Elliott good on the extra point, and the lead is up to 18 now. So they throw the pick six. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. And here comes a return from a few steps into the end zone. The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. And fresh off the pick six, they've got to forget about that quickly.
In this case now, the guy throwing the ball, he's got to be like what we talk about with defensive backs who get beat for a long touchdown. Short-term memory, right back out there doing the things that he does best, and knowing that taking care of the ball is paramount. Here's his opportunity.
It all comes back to those defensive backs for the former DB, right?
I don't know where that comes from. It just kind of emerges out of me for some reason.
It's deep in there, right?
After a gain of 5, they'll wind up being about a length of the football short here on third down. They'll run here. It's Murray. Well, they hit him in the backfield, and he will not escape. And that is not going to get it done. Losing 2 yards that time, and now it's fourth down. The Vikings going to signal for the first of their timeouts, as they'll stop it with just over a minute to go before halftime. Now the Bears going to use the second of their timeouts, as they'll stop it with just over a minute to go before halftime. Here's Joseph Charlton now, as he'll punt it away for the second time. And he'll get this away into the icy winter air. And it's fielded at the 34. A very good return there. Give him an even 20 yards. And the Vikings, they'll be set up well as they take over in great field position. 1st and 10. Mon to the air on 1st and 10. And he's got this to Jefferson. And he will have a first down as they're into field goal range now at the 30.
Good strong throw and catch right there. And so far in this game, the alleys have been open for them to get completions, and they're taking advantage of it.
And he'll find Thielen on the right side. Now the Vikings will use the second of their timeouts, as they'll stop it with 25 seconds to go here in half number 1. Throwing again on 2nd down. Mon. And he slings one that's incomplete.
A lot of times it's that first read that you have. Maybe you get it in pre-snap, and he locked in on his target, but he was covered quite well, and that one's incomplete.
3rd down from the gun, it's Mon. Touchdown, Vikings! Deshaun Jackson, as the first half is winding down. And the Vikings would extend their lead here just before halftime. I'll let you do the analysis, partner, but with every touchdown pass this young quarterback throws and with the success that his team has had, I just continue to be more and more impressed.
Let's both do the analysis. Impressed. Aren't we both?
Yeah.
I mean, and why shouldn't we be? We've seen him improve throughout the year. We've seen him settle in now, and you can see the confidence of the team has grown. His confidence has grown. I think that everyone around this guy feels good about what they've seen, and it's also safe for him when he's driving home to turn on Sports Talk Radio. He's okay.
At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. And they will not really have time to do much of anything. 15 seconds, all that remains before halftime. Eluding the pressure right. And he'll let this go deep for Bourne. And for the 3rd time here in this half, it's intercepted. Mackenzie Alexander with a pick. And a potential turning point as they'll get the football in very good field position late in this first half.
Let's give him a shot.
On 1st down, they'll run with Nwangu. Room here to run. And he's in for the touchdown on the final play of the first half. The prayer is answered.
How did they get that done?
Well, that's a good-looking rookie right there. I love how he let the play set up and then showed that explosiveness that I saw on tape in college. Remember I showed you the clip of what he was doing and setting up blocks, and then he would just go? We saw it on that play right there. That one was fun to watch.
Elliott good with a PAT, and the lead will swell by one more. All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. The Vikings have to like their position. They've got the lead. They get this football as well as we are back and underway for the second half. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And the first half definitely went their way, and this would seem to be a great opportunity to kind of put this game a little closer out of reach with a score here.
Yeah, and it's a wonderful opportunity for them because if they can add 7 more to their lead before the other guys even see the football, that could be the decisive blow in this game. I think that's how they're eyeing it. That's how they're approaching it.
Another run now for Nwangu. And he'll be limited to a short gain up to about the 34-yard line. You know, following up on this head coach and the pressure that he is under, CD, I want to switch it to you because you've been on winning teams, but I know you've been in similar situations too where things just are not going well. How do you approach that as a player?
It's a tough approach, Brandon, because you actually have to do the opposite of what you would think. You know, in your mind, you're thinking, I redouble my efforts, I go harder. In a sense, you have to back off a little bit. You have to do a little bit less. Do what you're supposed to do, but don't take on the pressures of doing more and trying to do your teammates' jobs as well. If you do that, that's really going to lead you to more issues.
And just a net of 31 here, 40-yard punt, 9 on the return, and the Bears take over. The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. And last time wasn't pretty. One play and an interception. We'll see if they can do better.
I want to see if they want to go ahead and throw the ball again now on this drive after what happened on the last one. Throw it on the first play. Give the quarterback some confidence.
See what happens.
Well, defensively, they haven't let him just sit in the pocket and get comfortable, and that's opposite a lot of game plans in today's NFL. Ordinarily, you're trying to keep the quarterback hemmed in. In this case, they brought the heat, and if he flushes out, they're fine with that, and they force another incompletion.
Second and 10. Here's Fields. Deep ball for Goodwin. And that will be incomplete. Trying to dial up the long one way out there, but it'll be third down. He's had trouble finding open receivers all game, CD, and that's because really there hasn't been many. This defense has been all over him.
Yeah, they're one of the better defenses in the league, and every time I talk to someone around the NFL, they all say the exact same thing. They're so fundamentally sound, it's hard to execute against them.
And that will be incomplete as well. The passing windows are just not there. And that's just another example of how great this defense has been all game long.
And that's exactly what a top 10 defense can do. They can really change the game tempo and frustrate you as you try to execute offensively.
On fourth down, Fields. That is caught. He's got his running back downfield. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. Fourth down conversion plays, you usually think 1, 2, maybe 10. Not there. What a huge pickup as the Sticks make a drastic shift forward. They'll head out of bounds inside the 10. Mark him down at the 9. A big-time gain there on the keeper, using his legs to hurt him. First down. They'll try to run it in with Murray. And he is in. Touchdown, Chicago. Latavius Murray. His second touchdown of the game, his third on the year. And the Bears cut into that lead. Santos with the extra point, and the lead is down to 24. The touchdown here, Santos to kick this one away.
Fielded just outside the goal line. And he'll go down as this drive will start at the 25-yard line. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. Still operating with a comfortable lead despite the score a moment ago as they begin 1st and 10. First play's a run with Nwangu.
And the reinforcements come in as they're going to stop him behind the line. It's a loss of 4 there, bringing up 2nd down.
I'm getting a sense that the momentum of this game is changing since the break. Nice play there, and this D is fired up.
Off the play fake, Mon. This one caught. It's the tight end, Hawkinson.
And they work this well upfield across the 45. A first down there on a pickup of 25.
Give left side here for Nwangu.
And he sneaks his way forward only for a couple here. 2nd down.
That play reminded me a lot of a former teammate of mine. We used to call him the trash man. His ability to sift through traffic and make plays was uncanny.
And that's exactly what you want from your Mike linebacker.
Now we've got movement up front. And I think this is going to be on Minnesota. Maybe anticipating a blitz, and they jumped.
Yeah, and if we saw it, you know that they saw it. The bad guys might have been coming on that play. Had to pick them up, and they jumped.
They'll go right back to Nwangu.
Escapes the defender. And taking it across midfield and just shy of the 40.
111 yards rushing for him so far as his terrific season continues here. On the give is Nwangu.
And he'll maneuver his way forward for about 4. 2nd and 6.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here because they're playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time and making it work.
Second and 6. Handoff here to Nwangu.
And he's going to get this inside the 30. It's a gain of 11 as the Vikings pick up the first.
I think they like this drive a little bit better there, partner. Running game helping out, picking up some of the slack. Because remember, the last drive, they went 3 and out.
They run here with Jason Huntley. They get him to the ground right on the cusp of the red zone after a pickup of 5 or 6.
Looks to me like maybe there's a little attrition setting in with this drive. Because when you see that type of a run, I get the feeling the defense getting a little bit tired.
And that's the last thing they need, especially when they look up at the scoreboard. On 2nd down, here's Nwangu.
And he'll take this inside the 20 and down to the 18. We're off to the 4th quarter here in Week 15. Happy holidays to all.
You are watching the NFL on EA Sports.